What are some of the best practices? What are some that have helped you sleep a lot?
Help me sleep. But things that I want to do. Number one, routine. Okay. I think this is what I mentioned earlier in the pod where I was saying, like, you know, there's something about, yes, you can get 8 hours of sleep, but I've been hearing a lot. It's like your consistency, like when you go to bed may be important, and like almost maybe just as important as how much you sleep.
It might going to bed and waking up at the same time is the single most effective tip at getting better sleep, hands down. Like, but keep going.
But okay, I actually want to ask this question. So let's say like I'm like, okay, Monday through Friday I do 12 p.m. to 7, right? Then on the weekends I'm like, okay, well, what if I do, you know, obviously weekends, so it's maybe like 2 to 10.
Right.
Should I be consistent throughout the entire week from what you've read, or does those days like am I every day should every day be consistent, or should my week schedule be consistent?
Your every day should be consistent. Okay, like it's the best thing is for your every day to be consistent. Unfortunately, as society operates, especially for our age, like it's just not possible. So my suggestion is, I personally go to bed at 11 and wake up at 7, Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday nights. Usually, I try to be in bed by usually 1 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. Mm-hmm. It depends on the weekend. Sometimes I'll go to bed earlier, sometimes a little later. Yeah. Who knows? But try to get at least 5 days a week where you're very consistent, and that will help. It doesn't need to be perfect, but at least start somewhere.
Yeah. Next one, this is something you told me, was looking at a bright light. This is obvious. It's like, don't look at a bright light before you go to sleep, but look at the sun. Look at the sun. Look at sunlight, not just a bright light, but sunlight.
When you wake up.
Yes. Not before you go. Obviously, there's not sunlight when you go to sleep. I would hope not.
I would
hope not, unless you are you are a night owl. But yeah. So I just for some reason I was thinking about night owls. I was like, what time do night owls actually wake up? Would they actually go to sleep when the sun is out? No, they wouldn't. So different. But yeah, looking at a sun, just because something with it lets your brain know. Yeah. It lets your brain know, like, okay, it is sun outside. Like, we are based off of. Yes. The sun is like our natural clock. It's like our natural clock letting us know, all right, it's time to go to bed. It's time to wake up. Sunrise, sunset. So that will wake you up better than coffee, would it? I low-key feel like it would, because I've done it before. I remember when you told me that. It will wake you up. I did it. I was like, because usually, you know, you wake up, you're like, you're all grouchy, right. You know, it's like really hard. And I just walk over to my window to the right of us right here, and I go, doop, and it's like the sun the rays just like vitamin D just straight to pause, vitamin D just straight to your face. So definitely another one. This was one I low-key, you put this on here. I don't take naps.
Okay. Let me say something about naps. I used to not believe in naps in high school. I am a full-fledged napper now. I am an old head. I love naps. Have actually boosted my productivity probably more than anything I've done in the past 6 months. And to give you some context, we are actually meant to sleep biphasically, meaning that we actually are meant to sleep twice. So we have one long sleep that's about 7 to 8 hours, and then we've always had, you know, kind of like a hour nap in the middle of the day. Okay. It's very natural. I can say with absolute certainty from personal experience that a nap has improved my concentration, my overall mood, like how I feel, like just everything immediately. Like right after I wake up, I'm like, man, it's a good day. It's a really good day. It's a good day part 2. It feels really nice.
I will say, I take back though. I've been, you know, obviously since I've been asleep enough, like sometimes I'll just have to take a nap. Like I'm like reading, I'm like trying to read a textbook, and I can't do this right now. So then I'll just go take a nap, and then it helps. I'm not gonna
it does.
lie.
Pro tip: if you sleep, take a nap like right after you learn something. It actually help you learn that better. Just because sleep helps you learn. So
was like, why are you sleeping in class? I'm learning better.
Stop. I'm learning your class.
Man. I'm learning your class. That's interesting. I might have to take a nap after my 11 o'clock. I might have to.
Usually what I do. I take a nap at 1 or 2.
And I think there's spots on campus where they're like you can take a nap here.
I mean, you saw me. I used to sleep on the floor.
That's just weird. But last but not least, sleeping in the cold.
Yes.
And specifically saying about roughly 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, this is taking into account that you're gonna be in bed with like blankets and whatever. So it's like it's actually a little bit warmer, but the 65 plus like you're warm. Yeah, in your room.
The room should be around
65.
So honestly, this is like the one thing I would say most college students and most people do. Yeah, like most people do this out of naturally. Like I don't know one person that's like I like to wake up drenched in sweat. Like I haven't met one person that's like I just like to wake up drenched in sweat, hot. Just that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. So this one. Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone. If you weren't getting good enough sleep, at least you can feel good that you go to sleep at about the right temperature. Maybe you're not at 65 degrees. Maybe you're at 60. Maybe you're at 70.
And it shifts for everyone. It doesn't have to be 65. It can be a little different. Don't worry about it.
So, again, to quickly hit on this, routine, super important. If you can get your routine, get as many consecutive days of the same, like you know, going to bed, waking up, weekends. We get it. It happens.
We understand.
Number 1. 2, look at the sunlight. Use that as your coffee.
As
soon
try
as you
that. Wake up.
Just try that. Maybe you won't even need the cup of coffee. You just look at the sun, smacks you across the face. Cup of coffee, cup of Joe. Who needs it?
Nah.
Then naps. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already do this pretty well. So I'm not gonna get too much on naps. And I think here you said before 3 p.m.
Yeah, try to do it before 3 p.m. because if you do it afterwards, it might limit how well you can fall asleep later that night. And also try to
sleep paradox right now. Yeah. You just can't. It's like you need to sleep this much. You need to take a nap, but you can't do it. Sleep paradox.
It is a lot. Also, sleep like around a 20 to 30 minute nap is probably the best time for most people, unless you can get a 90-minute nap. But I don't think you can. So stick to 20 or 30.
That's interesting. And then last but not least, sleep in a cold room.
Yes,
Any
sir.
last thoughts, Ben? Sleeping? You have some sleep aids? Or
I will say, if you can, go online and find some blue light blocking glasses. Don't get the clear ones because those only block like 40%. Try to get, if you can, try to get some red ones. Those are the best, I think.
Like some real life, like you look like you're wearing shades.
Yeah, no, it looks really weird. They make fun of me all the time, but it's okay. Yeah. That will help you fall asleep better. When you use your phone, it'll like block the blue light at night. So put those on like 2 hours before you go to bed. At least an hour, half an hour. That'll help a lot. But that's all I got for sleep aids.